Imagine you're holding the fate of World War II in your hands. Not as a general, not as a president, but as a palace guard standing in a dark corridor at 2 in the morning, wondering if the man who just gave you orders is lying to your face. That is exactly where history balanced on August 14th, 1945. And most people have absolutely no idea it came this close. We all learned the tidy version. Bombs dropped, Japan surrendered, the war ended. But here's the thing, it wasn't inevitable. Behind the scenes, factions fought bitterly in Tokyo's imperial palace. The military's obedience was uncertain, and an 11th-hour coup nearly derailed the peace entirely. This is the story of 72 hours that almost rewrote everything. August 13th, 1945. Japan is in ruins. 3.5 years of total war had cost the empire 50 0,000 miles of aircraft, 3 0,000 tanks, 300 warships, and over 2 million troops. Hiroshima is ash, Nagasaki is ash. The Soviet Union is pouring troops into Manchuria. And yet, a significant chunk of Japan's military leadership still wants to keep fighting. Honor above survival. Ideology above arithmetic. That's where a young army major named Kenji Hatanaka comes in. On the night of August 12th, Hatanaka approached Army Minister Anami, the most powerful figure in Japan besides the emperor, and demanded he block acceptance of the Potsdam Declaration. Anami refused to commit. So Hatanaka decided to stage a coup anyway. No powerful backer, just a major and a dream of continuing a war that was already over. Bold, reckless, and terrifyingly close to working. Now the story splits into 2 simultaneous tracks, and both are wild. Track 1, the Emperor's recording. On August 14th, Emperor Hirohito recorded his surrender address in a bunker beneath the Imperial Household Ministry. The cabinet argued over wording until 8 in the evening. Correction slips were pasted onto the rescript mid-transcription. Hirohito's first take was too soft. The second was slightly high-pitched. The second was deemed official anyway. The recording that ended the bloodiest war in human history was a slightly too squeaky second take. History is wonderfully undignified. The 2 vinyl records were locked in a safe under the palace, the whole war on 2 little discs. Track 2, the coup. Around 9:30 that same night, Hatanaka set his plan into motion. He needed control of the Imperial Guards, so he lied, telling the regiment commander that Army Minister Anami and multiple senior commanders were all in on the plot. A massive, murderous bluff. It worked long enough to matter. When Imperial Guards Division Commander Lieutenant General Mori refused to join, Hatanaka shot him dead and forged his official stamp onto a fake military order that sent the palace into lockdown. Now rebels are inside the Imperial Palace with armed soldiers, cut phone lines, and a forged chain of command, hunting for 2 vinyl records. With a blackout in effect, they searched underground corridors by flashlight, unable to read the archaic signs marking the rooms. The records had been hidden by Court Chamberlain Yoshihiro Tokugawa in a locker safe in the Empress's secretary's office. When the coup was foiled, they were smuggled out. The original in a lacquer box, the copy in a lunch bag. The recording that ended World War II was carried out of a coup zone in a lunch bag. Across Tokyo, co-conspirators attempted to assassinate Prime Minister Suzuki, Admiral Yonai, and Foreign Minister Togo. Suzuki was warned moments before his killers arrived. Meanwhile, General Shizuichi Tanaka moved to crush the rebellion, surrounding the imperial compound and sealing the bridges. Outgunned and outmaneuvered, the ringleaders surrendered by morning. Hatanaka rode through the streets on a motorcycle, scattering leaflets explaining his motives. Then he placed his pistol to his forehead and fired. In his pocket was his death poem. At noon on August 15th, 1945, The streets fell silent. Summer cicadas warbled. A technician at NHK dropped the needle on the phonograph and bowed his head. A faint, reedy voice came across the airwaves. Many struggled to hear it through the static. But it played. It played because a chamberlain hid 2 records in a dark safe. It played because a general held firm. It played because rebels couldn't read signs in a blackout basement. The coup's failure averted Operation Downfall. The planned Allied invasion projected to cost hundreds of thousands of Allied casualties and millions of Japanese deaths. The next time someone tells you history is inevitable, tell them about 2 vinyl records, a lunch bag, and a major on a motorcycle who nearly changed everything. If this blew your mind, hit subscribe. We've got a whole archive of history's wildest near misses waiting. And drop a comment. If the coup had succeeded, what do you think happens next? We'll see you in the next one.